Hi everybody, welcome back to Wade's Orchids. You're looking at a nice picture here of Brassia Rex. Brassia Rex is a fairly large plant and it's a cross of Brassia verrucosa crossed with Brassia gerardiana. This is found in quite a few collections. It's a very popular hybrid, probably the most popular Brassia hybrid. And I'm going to back off here and show you the whole plant here because I've got 5 spikes growing on this now, 4 of which are blooming. And it's pretty impressive. I really like this thing. It's slightly fragrant, a bit sharp fragrant. And I'm going to give you a little bit of insight with culture to Brassias here. And I want to show you the other one that I have in back of it. This one here is Brassia Memoria Fritz Boedeker. And this is a cross of Brassia longissima with Brassia Rex. And you can see the flowers on this are much more opened up. There's more space between the flowers. The flowers are bigger. The flowers on the Brassia Rex here are about 7 inches top to bottom, which is not bad. But when you look at Fritz Boedeker, those flowers are, I measured the thing, and it's just a little bit over 12 inches from tip to tip. And that's impressive. I really like this thing. The colors are nice. It's a nice apple green background on both of these with dark brown spotting. And I just going to tell you a little bit about the culture. First, let me back up here and give you a little bit on the temperature conditions. Now, I grow in intermediate temperature here in the greenhouse, and that means 55-degree nights during the winter time and maybe slightly warmer at other times. This is very temperature tolerant, especially Brassia Rex here, because Brassia verrucosa has got a very wide range of temperatures that it grows in. Most of the Brassias are warm growing, and indeed Brassia Rex will grow very nicely warm with temperatures up in the 60-degree, 65-degree nighttime temperatures. But it's also very tolerant getting down into 55-degree night temperatures. And that's true even with Fritz Boedeker here. Most Brassias are tolerant of intermediate conditions. Now, something that we've had a little bit of discussion with here is with the intergeneric hybrids involving Brassia. I mentioned to people that they want to maybe watch out for potting in a slightly more coarse potting media, because Brassia here, I'm going to move around here and give you a look down into the potting mix here. Okay, if you can see down in there, that is pretty much a Cattleya mix that I use here. And also, there is a good amount of drainage material, broken clay pots, styrofoam peanuts, rocks if you want, that is used in the bottom to make sure that these roots have got very good drainage. Because Brassias essentially grow like a Cattleya as far as their watering needs are, except for one period of time. When they are putting on new growth, you want to make sure that you give these Brassias good amount of water. The reason why is because when they start putting on new growth, it grows very, very quickly. I've seen ½ an inch a day sometimes with the new growth coming up. And they will go through a lot of water. So during that period of time, you want to keep it a little bit more watered. Also, during the winter time when they're resting, you want to back off a little bit on the watering. let them get a little bit drier, almost approaching dryness. Okay, now when we use these things in hybridizing with the intergeneric hybrids, it can be very variable. So what I would like to recommend you do with any intergeneric hybrid involving Brassia is to pot it up a little more coarse than what you would a normal Oncidium intergeneric hybrid, and watch the bulbs and the plant. If it seems that it's drying out a little bit too much, you can add a little bit of perlite or peat on top and water it in. Sand works very well for watering into it to hold more moisture, and that way you can condition your potting mix to suit the plant. Now we're going to go back into the Brassia culture here, and I want to tell you about the light requirements. If you look at the leaves on these, you see that they're light green. These get a good amount of light. They get at least Cattleya light in order to bloom, and they will take up close to Vanda light. These are getting very good light here, high light actually, and they really like that kind of condition. And that's why we're getting 5 flower spikes on this, I think. Repot every 2 years roughly. Something I want to show you here on Fritz Boedeker is I'm going to show you some of the old leaves. Now this is, I've only had this plant about 8 months or so, and this is the leaves before I got it. I'm hoping that it isn't going to get quite so bad. What you see here is spotting that is from cool, damp conditions. Probably the leaves were left wet. These will spot very, very easily, and even on the new growth, I see a little tiny bit of spotting on this leaf here. Okay, if you look at that, you see a little bit of spotting. It's not much, but I'm using a good amount of air movement, and I make sure that my leaves are dry by nightfall. That's something that's very, very important with almost all orchids. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have enough room to do it, you can get yourself some Brassias and grow them. It's a very rewarding plant. These flowers will last, I think, about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. And it's a nice thing to have in your collection. They're just so rewarding. So until next time, this is Wade from Wade's Orchids, hoping you have a good day and good growing. Bye-bye.